The injury to Joe Burrow was completely scripted. The timing of when he was supposed to leave the game. Joe Burrow, before he left the game, went on an 82-yard drive against the Ravens. Before his extension, he had 82 career touchdowns in the regular season to his name, and the significance, of course, ties into when he's going to win the Super Bowl as Joe Cool, as Joe Montana. He's going to win at the stadium of the 49ers. It's not going to be that obvious coming back from injury, winning at Louisiana where he played college football. That's going to be a little bit of a psyop. Joe Burrow, 52 games in the regular season, 7 in the playoffs. When he comes back from injury, it's going to be his 60th game of his career, just like Kyler Murray returning in this 59th game. And that's going to tie into some of these future scripted Super Bowls. Notice how Joe Burrow has 15 touchdowns and 6 interceptions for the year. His touchdown to interception ratio, Cincinnati Bengals, is 156. So Joe Burrow, 82 to 97, 15 touchdowns this year. Injuries 97, Burrow's 97. The Ravens ended the game with 34 points. Joe Burrow has 29 wins in the regular season. He has 5 in the postseason. So Joe Burrow has 34 career wins to his name. The Ravens' last Super Bowl occurred against the Niners. Joe Burrow is going to win at the stadium of the Niners. Niners is 34. Burrow has 34 career wins at the time of his injury. Injury 34. Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl in the year 26. He returns in his 53rd regular season game, his first game back from injury. Bay Area is 53. Comeback is 53. His comeback from injury. In Gematria, one of the two teams to play in the last Super Bowl at the Bay Area was the Panthers. When you look at it that way, the Panthers has Gematria 53. So Joe Burrow is going to be the next quarterback to win over at Santa Clara. The amount of time from the injury to the day of Super Bowl 60 would mark the 27th month since the injury. Santa Clara's 27. Cincy's 27. His last win against Buffalo. Buffalo has Gematria 27. His 60th game in his return back from injury. Bengals is 60. The Bengals win Super Bowl 60. His last win would be against the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills is 60. And after a wrist injury, that's when Joe Burrow is going to win Super Bowl 60. In the 27th month since this injury. His first regular season win back from his injury would be his 30th career in the regular season. He lost the Super Bowl to the Rams. The Rams is Gematria 30. Joe is Gematria 30. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest cues out there is the connection to his 82 touchdowns at the time of his extension. And then he leads the Niners on an 82. He leads the Bengals on an 82-yard drive. His last win against the NFC occurred at Santa Clara. It was a game that the 49ers fell to 5-3, and then the Bengals improved to 4-3 in that game. Champion is Gematria 43. We can obviously go to the time span of his return against the Rams to the day of this game, September 25th, that revenge game, to yesterday's day of November the 16th, 7 weeks and 3 days later. Joseph's going to win the Super Bowl on February the 8th, also the 8th day of the second month. The 52-day duration from the Rams game to his injury significant. Los Angeles Rams is Gematria 52, and then his postseason record right now is 5-2. And that's who he faced off in his lone Super Bowl appearance. So the Bengals fall to 5-5. They're going to win the Super Bowl at the stadium of the 49ers. It's 49ers is Gematria 55. So he fought at 5-5. Joe Burrow's gonna win that Super Bowl at Santa Clara. Santa Clara, California has Camacho 31. I do like how the Bengals, they did beat the 49ers with 31 points in that game. A total of 31 points in that game. The Panthers is 53. Joe Burrow's 53rd game back. The Niners lost that game to fall to 5-3. And Joe Burrow had 28 completions that game. The Super Bowl was on February the 8th, a day of 2-8. So great stuff. Great stuff from Joe Burrow. I do like his completion tally. That game is going to be very significant. But keep an eye out. The 27th month later, his 53rd regular season game back in action, his 60th game of his career, he returns back from injury. 82 play drive. It connects to his extension. It connects to Joe Montana being the 82nd pick. That's what I meant to say with 82, as I said in the last video. Pick 82. There it is right there. Joe Cool is also Camacho 30, and this be Joe Burrow's 30th regular season win back in action. It's going to tie in the Joe Montana in a big way with this super clutch Super Bowl in the future. Montana is Camacho 24. Bengals is 24. His injury occurred 24 days before his December the 10th birthday. As far as the Ravens goes, Baltimore's Camacho 95. He got hurt against Baltimore. The 49ers' last championship in the year 95. The Ravens' last title against the 49ers. The Bay Area also has Camacho 41. He gets hurt against Baltimore, but then he's going to win the Super Bowl at the Bay Area, Joe Burrow. The Bay Area is also Camacho Bengal. Bengal is 23. And then the amount of time from the injury to the day of Super Bowl 60 in 2026. The 2 years and the 3rd month since the injury. Bengal is Gematria of 23. November the 16th is going to tie into the day that Joe Burrow won the Super Bowl. He lost the Super Bowl. You know, it's a story. It's a journey. And just over 21 months later, he suffers the injury. Just over 21 months later would be the Gematria title. He's going to win a title down the line, Joe Burrow. 21 months after the title game, the Super Bowl, he ends up suffering the wrist injury. Now, if you want to be specific, it's a right wrist injury. Right wrist doesn't leave anything obvious, just that comes to mind right away. But right wrist injury does have Gematria of the 49ers' last championship in year 95, and also Baltimore having Gematria 95. So I do like what all these point to. Also, City of Santa Clara has Gematria 168 and 60. So Buffalo Bills is 60. His last win, wrist injury, 60. Bengals 60. City of Santa Clara 60. That's where he's going to win the Super Bowl. His first game back, game number 60. I like to see like when they release a schedule to see when which exact opponent it is that Joe Burrow is going to return against. The Buffalo Bills, Bengals, 59 prior games. Great stuff, great stuff, great stuff. We could even do June the 11th, Joe Montana's birthday, to the time of this scripted injury. It's rather timed. It's all out of the WWE playbook. 5 months, 5 days. The Niners fell to 5-5. The Bengals fell to 5-5 after they lost the Ravens. 49ers by itself is Gamache 55, and also Joseph is 28. The rest of the videos there, you can see at the end just everything that I've talked about with Joe Burrow and Super Bowl 60 and relating Joe Cool, Joe Burrow under pressure, then Joe Cool, Joe Montana. How many wins the Bengals have won ever since that season? How many games the Bengals have played ever since losing the Super Bowl at the time that Joe Burrow and the Bengals season ends? So they have won 19 games since then. Losing to Lamar Jackson. They lost the Super Bowl to the Rams. LA Rams 19. They've won 19 total games since losing that Super Bowl. So 12-5, and then, the 2 playoff victories last year. So that's how you get the 19. 16, 19 games, and we're at 10, so 29 games right now. Wonder what 29 ties into. I have to go check that. Also, 26 postseason games all time at the time of this injury. Wrist is 26, Bay Area 26. So that all ties into the year 26.